to a fabulous party for Generation Rescue. This organization is very close to actress Jenny McCarthy's heart. She's the president, and this organization supports children and their families with autism diagnoses. Also tonight we have Jacqueline Loretta is going to be on hand, one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So let's take a look. Of course, with the co-host for the event tonight, the handsome Ryan Chavarini and the beautiful Katie Keough. So Ryan, I've got to tell you, I saw the show this morning with Jenny on. It was very darling. You got a little red face. I mean, wow. Let's face it, you did go out with her.
You can talk to her about that. Well, she said it on TV today, yeah, but she bent some truths about that. I'm not going to go there because a gentleman doesn't talk, right? No. But I'm very happy for her. She's awesome, and we've been friends for a long time. And I'm really thrilled about her engagement. And Donnie is a very cool guy, so he's getting a great girl, and he seems like a terrific man. Right.
And so what do you think about her organization, the Rescue Our Angels?
You know what? She's given back in so many ways, and it's so great that she has moved back to Chicago. You know, this is where it all started for her, so I think it's fantastic that she's been doing so many great things here in our city. And on our show this morning, we did the New York-Chicago comparison, and it was a clean sweep in Chicago. So, and she's very proud of that. So I think it's fantastic what she's doing and making a presence in her hometown.
Right, I love it.
You know, I don't know. They called me about it. We covered them last year for the show, and I was just so honored. I couldn't believe it to be a part of this great organization and the event. And then Jenny McCarthy and the Housewives of New Jersey. Exciting.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to the most tonight?
You know, I heard there was going to be 425 people, so I'm hoping that they raise a lot of money for this event, and just, you know, a good time and a great way to meet all of our friends and see all of our friends in the media world, so it's fun.
Here I am, of course, with the world-famous chef Jamie Loretta, actually a very old friend, and I've always admired all he's done, but we've just been chatting, and Jamie, you have expanded your career beyond the bounds of food. Tell me a little bit about it.
I've traveled around the world with so many celebrities for so many years as a designer and a chef. I'm not only just a chef, but I do parties, backstage events, so basically with people like Madonna, I'm backstage creating her dressing room, all the ambiance, the parties, the after parties, that's my job. And I've done it for everybody from Josh Groban and Barry Manilow to Kiss and Aerosmith. Sting, one of my favorite people.
I have to tell him who he's done work for.
Right, so I've adapted a lot of their influence and style and energy, and I've learned so much from them from an energy standpoint that I want to apply it to and give it and share it with the public.
Well, this, of course, is Jacqueline Loretta and her darling husband, Chris. Jacqueline, we all know that you're one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, so congratulations on that big show. But tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the organization. I know that your son was diagnosed.
Yes. Generation Rescue was one of the first, the first organization that we had reached out to at the beginning of our autism diagnosis. And they were the first organization to actually sit down with us, and they're very hands-on, and they give us a lot of great information, led us to the right doctors and a lot of resources and people that, to connect with. And it really helped us a lot.
I heard you say earlier that, a lot of people don't have a lot of money because it's very expensive to take care of a child that's diagnosed with that, and that this organization helps people who aren't quite as wealthy to do that, right?
Right, that's what they do. They provide, they have a family grant program that helps families that are coping with a diagnosis and in financial need to be able to get treatments for their children.
Yeah. And what advice would you give for a family that just recently would find out that their son or daughter was diagnosed?
Don't waste any time. Get the therapies right away. Get your child an individual evaluation plan to see what therapies are best suited for your child. Yeah.
I know that Evan's recovered from autism, and that is wonderful news. And I just want to ask you, what kind of advice would you give other families that are hoping for the same result?
To never give up hope. Hope is what got me up every morning. Every kid is different. Autism is a very wide spectrum. There's some kids that get better, some kids that don't. I say a lot. I make it similar a little bit to chemotherapy in sort of the treatment. If chemo works on some people, and doesn't work on some, you wouldn't tell somebody else not to do it. So I highly, suggest trying the things that are out there right now to get your kids better. There is no cure for autism. Evan's not cured. There's quirks still, but he's recovered, which means he does not fall under the category. He didn't get enough check marks to fall under the category of autism anymore.
That's fantastic. And I asked Michelle if they were planning on taking this, to other cities across the country. Do you think that's going to happen for Generation Rescue?
I would hope so. I mean, we've done a little bit here and there, but Chicago is my hub. It's my home. People have been behind me here, and Generation Rescue, though, originated in Los Angeles, so we'll see. I'm hoping more people support us and realize what we're saying. We're about the treatment for kids to get better, unlike a lot of the conspiracy theories.
Your darling kid.
This is Kira, and she is 10 years old. And this is Kaylin, and she's 12 years old.
Nice to meet you. And of course, the handsome husband, Chris. Peter. Well, first of all, I know that you started Rescue Our Angels 6 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, this is our 7th event, so yes. Yes.
And so tell me, I know that Kaylin was diagnosed at age 4, is that right, with autism?
Yep.
And so what are the symptoms? How do you know if your child might be afflicted with that?
Well, she at one point didn't speak when most typical 2-3-year-olds didn't speak, and we were doing a lot of heavy therapy, but we didn't know that it was autism. And when we started, we finally got diagnosed late at 4, but once we started implementing everything that Generation stands for, she thrived, and she's a typical 12-year-old right now, and a lot of the symptoms, they don't speak. She wasn't really antisocial, but it was hard for her to process what people were saying and be part of the conversation. Because she couldn't speak and communicate, it made her angry and upset, so there were behavioral problems, but again, once we've realized what it was, put in a treatment. Treatment's very hard, but it's well worth it, and we wanted to show people what autism was about and what the symptoms were and how bad it is and how worse it's gotten over the 7 years we've been doing this, and just want people to be aware and help and let you know that there is a way to recover your kids.
Every year we get so overwhelmed with the amount of support, and the reason it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, so the sky's the limit. But we love doing it, and we love giving back. It's almost like paying forward. We love it.
Yeah. Well, you have a wonderful champion in Jenny McCarthy for your organization. How much has she helped your bottom line?
Oh, she's great, and she's such a crusader, and everything she does for Generation Rescue and us. It's great that she's from Chicago. Michelle and I were in California a few years ago. We trapped her in a corner and said, what would it take to come to our events? And she said, oh, that's my hometown. I'd love to attend. And now she's here for her 4th year.
Yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this fabulous evening of fundraising for Generation Rescue. And remember, if you have any questions or you know families or friends that children are diagnosed with autism, visit their website. I'm sure they can help. It was a great night for fundraising in Chicago.